We are already used to Arctic producing some outstanding quality products, including fans, AIOs, CPU tower coolers, and everything else. And of course, every time a new product arrives, we just get, well, at least I get so amazed by them and how they work and how they look actually, that it's just wow. Basically, wow, there's nothing left to say. And they recently produced, announced, and published, released basically their Arctic P12 PWM PST 0dB addressable RGB fans, which are 120 millimeters. You have them in single pack, and this is triple pack, actually a value pack, which basically means this kind of box, right? And it's quite interesting because you get 3 fans with possibility of daisy chaining them with speeds and with addressable RGB, and all for 42 euros. Now this is outstanding, and honestly I think you can't get a better price for silent fans and for addressable RGB at the same time, in the same package, in triple pack. Just wow. So today, as I stated at the beginning, we're going to talk about Arctic P12 PWM PST A-RGB 0dB fans, and wow, did they actually leave a good impression. Now inside this box we get triple fan pack, and you get 12 screws to attach them to the case. If you decide to place them on a radiator, you can, of course, but you need to use the screws from the radiator to attach them actually to it. So yeah, that's the only thing you need to take into consideration. Now the specifications, the fan speed goes from 0 to 2000 RPMs, and as already stated, it's controlled by PWM. Airflow is 48.8 CFM, 82.91 cubic meter per hour. The static pressure is 1.85 millimeters per H2O. Then we have fluid dynamic bearing. Noise level is 0.3, and connectors, as already stated, you have 4-pin PWM cable with Y splitter, which you can daisy chain with other fans. 3-pin 5-volt cable with addressable RGB sharing splitter, so again daisy chaining. The dimensions are 120 x 120 x 25 millimeters, and the total weight, which is in most cases totally unnecessary, but still I have to mention it, 159 grams. When we're talking about some main specifications apart from the regular technical details, you can set the fan curve so they run at 0 decibels, and that means that they have the possibility to completely stop. It's something like on a graphic card. For instance, you go to your BIOS, you set up the fan curve as you decide, of course, and depending on the temperature, which you can regulate towards CPU, motherboard, graphic, I don't think you can adjust it by graphic card, but nevertheless, CPU, motherboard, whatever, and adjust the fan curve. For instance, if the temperature is on the processor below certain amount that you chosen in the BIOS, the fans won't even spin. And I tested that and it really works, and this is quite cool because, as I said, the same thing happens on the GPU. Fans on the GPUs don't spin up until a certain temperature and until a certain load, just in case the temperature somehow spikes up. But that's just out of precaution. So that's really cool. You can make a 0 decibel fan case, whatever. If you go with a silent cooler as well, this is a quite outstanding thing. And the 0 RPM power supply, which makes it quite outstanding because no fans will spin except for the CPU tower cooler. And that's it. The cool thing about these fans is that they are designed for lower decibel noise, of course, but also they prevent vibration during the actual propeller spinning. Now, what's the catch? All of the fans have on both sides rubber pads, so when you attach the fans to the case or to the radiator, they actually aren't touching with plastic towards the metal part of the case or radiator. They're touching with rubber, so that's cool, prevents additional vibration, additional noise and stuff like that. They're optimized for high static pressure, which means they have focused airflow, and the fan basically guarantees extremely efficient cooling. even with increased air resistance, and they are also suitable for heat sinks, radiators and filters. Now the PST stands for PWM sharing technology, which means they can be controlled, basically synchronized with all other fans, which reduces noise to a minimum while basically guaranteeing maximum cooling performance in terms of you're running these fans on a radiator. And you daisy chain them, of course, because they're either on 240 or 360 radiator, and they're daisy chained, so one cable goes actually to the motherboard, and this controls all three fans at the same time, giving them equal fan speed and basically the same level of noise, even though you can't hear them. And all in all, I think the RGB looks quite outstanding. Let me show you. Now, I know you've seen this build a couple of times already in past videos, but this case from Antec is quite nice when it comes to airflow, even though you might consider this top part here making it a bit of a trouble for airflow, but it really doesn't. Now place 2 at the front, 3 at the top and 1 at the back, even though you might consider this is too much of an outtake comparing to the intake, but the temperatures are quite alright and I tested everything. It's really nice. As you can see, this is a blue combination, and in the videos and in the close-ups you can see the RGB. It's quite nice, and I'll just leave it here like that because the whole combination of white and light blue really does look perfect. I can't hear the build. It's right here next to my ear and I can't hear the build. It's so outstanding to actually, the fans on the GPU aren't spinning at all. I think, okay, so I turned off the hybrid mode on the power supply. You can't hear it. The GPU is off. The CPU tower cooler is dead silent and the fans are dead silent. They're spinning most likely around on 30%, and I set the fan curve in BIOS on all of them. So when the temperature rises on the CPU, the fan speed goes up and it's still dead silent. I think I managed only once to get at 100%, and I think that was the only time actually I can hear them. Of course, from 80 to 100 you get a certain level of decibel noise that you can actually hear, but I would say these are my favorite white addressable RGB fans. Okay, apart from the cables can be avoided in this situation, but then again they need to be connected somehow. But these are definitely my favorite, and big thumbs up first for the performance. I'll have to say Best Buy addressable RGB fans without a doubt. So PC Crazy Best Buy badge and PC Crazy performance badge without a doubt. Arctic P12 PWM PST. If you're looking for white or black, even black ones, they have a black ones as well, so you could choose whatever you wish. So if you're looking for addressable RGB fans that are dead silent, that have brilliant addressable RGB light show, you can go with static color. As you can see, it's all up to you. Depending on the motherboard software, you can even lower the brightness and adjust everything. It's all up to personal preferences, and I won't go there. As always, it's all up to you guys to decide how you want to run the RGB. Then again, you can always choose not to go with RGB, switch the lights off, or just choose the same fans without RGB. But big thumbs up Arctic. I'm really impressed and definitely going to keep these for my future builds in white, because I can't find a replacement in this price range, in this category. Well, basically they compete with almost every fan manufacturer in the market with the price. So yeah guys, links for the Arctic P12 PWM PST 0 decibel addressable RGB are in the description. I'll place the black and white ones, single pack and value triple pack, so you can choose whatever is needed for your build and whatever you think you need for your build, of course. And finally, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and hit the notification bell, because, well, it helps the channel grow and I really appreciate the support as always. So thank you, and hopefully I will see you next time. So until then, bye bye.